Hi, this is Leigh Ambergy, stampwithleigh.com. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Metro, Ohio, and thank you for tuning in on this video today. And first, I'm just going to go over a few things, and then we'll get started with a card. In today's video for what I'm doing, it's a little bit different than what I normally do, but we'll get into that in a minute. I do want to remind you that Stampin' Up! Is having a BOGO for their kits collection, and it's buy one kit, get the second one at 50% off, and that is good until the end of June, until the end of this month. Excuse me. And I also want to remind you that my free PDF tutorial for the month of June features the Hues of Happiness suite, and if you place a $25 order, online order, before tax and shipping, and you use the hostess code that's provided, you will receive this PDF tutorial. It has pictures and instructions for 5 cards using products from the Hues of the Happiness suite. So that is that. I also want to remind you that the mini catalog is good until the end of June while supplies quantities last. So we do have the January to June mini catalog wrapping up. This is the last month for that. And then beginning July 1st, we have the new, what I still call holiday mini, but it's now just known as the July to December mini catalog. That will be going live July 1st, and also July 1st through August will be celebration. So lots of good things going on in July. So normally for today's card, I have a card that I show you and then I make it. And it's a little bit different today. And what I found is in a packet, I just had actually the card base and just some scraps. And this is designer series paper from the All That Sweet, I believe it is. And I was like, oh, why do I just have this pulled aside? And it was, I was going to do a card with this material, and then I wasn't feeling it. I had no mojo. So when I came across it, I thought, okay, let me do something. And then I thought, let me just do a live video on what I can do. So I had basically the card base. I had a piece of designer series paper, and this was it. And I'm like, So this basic black cardstock, this measures 7.5 by 5.5, and the score is at 3.5. But what I did is it was a regular 5.5 by 8.5, and I said, you know, let me just chop off an inch on here, and then that way when I put my basic white inside, it's going to give me a fun little side element. So this, the designer series paper, is 3 by 5.25, and I thought, well, I don't know, what do I want to do with this? So I went through I believe it's He's All That's the name of it, designer series paper, and in that, let me grab that real quick if I can get my hands on it. No, it's He's the Man. So within this designer series paper, there is what I call punch outs, die cuts. So I rummaged through my stash and I pulled this one out that you're flipping awesome. And this is the consistency of cards of designer series paper, all these punch outs. It's very thin. I didn't want mine to be that thin. I didn't want to put it up on dimensionals. I just wanted to give it a little bit more bulk, let it be a little bit more stable. So I pulled out scraps of Sahara sand. There's 2 on here, and just cut them a little bit smaller and glue them on here so that it's a little bit sturdier, gives it a little bit more, as I like to say, oomph. So let's just go ahead. This is going to be so simple because all you're going to do now, no, we're still going to keep it that way, is just put our parts together. And if you're working on a card, or you kind of get stumped and you're like, I don't know, I'm not feeling it, I don't know, walk away from it. I mean, you know how many times I walk away from something because it's just, I don't know, not feeling it, I'm not in the mood, I'm just not, I guess, in the right mindset to really be creative, or can just really figure out what I want to do. So don't be afraid to walk away and come back to it. And like I said, this was just, in a sense, the cardstock cut for the card base, designer series paper, and I had the piece of white. And it was like, okay, let me just get something, whip up something fast and easy. And yeah, so it worked. So again, I'm just going to, like I said, I put some scrap cardstock on the back of here because I wanted it to be a little bit more sturdy. And yeah, I could have popped that up with dimensionals and there would have been nothing wrong with that. But because it was thin, I just wanted more to it. Okay, so now I have decided to take from the He's All That stamp set, and I'm going to take this Holy Smokes, You're Amazing, and I'm going to stamp that inside. This is also a bundle, but I didn't use any of the dies for this card. I'm just using the designer series paper and the stamps, and I'm going to stamp with Memento ink. I'm going to put this near the top. Ooh, came out good. Get that out of the way before I put my finger in it. And we're going to attach this inside the card. So far, I've done really good without getting ink all over my fingers, and I probably shouldn't have said that because I've probably now just jinxed myself. So there we go. And then I'm going to pull out some of the rustic metallic dots, and I'm going to put some of those on the front. That's it, we're done. So yeah, so this is it's a very, very easy card to do. And like I said, if you've hit a blank, a brick wall, just step back, step away from it, and then look at it, you know, an hour or two later, a day or two later, with some fresh eyes. All of the dimensions for this and the material used is listed right underneath this video. And again, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate you stopping by. Have a wonderful day. Bye.